Wait, we go like this, right?
Ooh.
Slobs, restart this. We cannot swear.
Do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
This close? Oh, my God.
What do you think? Adults, welcome.
What are our topics?
Thank you for joining me.
Restart it.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Slobs Anonymous. I am your host, Joey C.
And I'm your host, KB.
What's going on, Capes?
Oh, just the same old same. How about you?
Same old shit. Yeah, it's Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy fucking Friday.
How's y'all doing?
I mean, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain.
What's new? What's a hot topic this week here?
So, I'm in full swing of preparation.
Preparing?
Yeah, preparation age. Of preparing for the 4th of July. So
okay.
I am eat, sleep, breathing 4th of July.
Eat, sleep, and shit in red, white, and blue.
Yeah, right, literally.
Red, white, and poo.
I'm getting my yard done, flowers planted, shopping, all that kind of good stuff. Power washing. Do you know power washing is the most painful thing?
Talk to anyone above the age of 55 and they'll tell you it's the most therapeutic thing.
Oh, it's therapeutic, like to see the cleanness of it.
Yeah, but it
hurts
a
your hand.
painstakingly long process.
Yeah, it's brutal, but I haven't started yet, but I know it hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts
it's
my
awful.
hand every year. This is a total sidetrack, but I've noticed this, and
there's no rhyme or reason here at
bring
Slobs
this
Anonymous.
to the table, okay?
Bring it on.
I don't know if you're awake at these times like me, but
3 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, are the birds like on crack?
Earlier, yeah, they're coming out way the fuck earlier all of a sudden.
It's 3:30 and birds are out like chirping like
yes.
it's like I feel like I'm in Snow White and they're like like
help
singing.
You get dressed? Like...
Yes. I'm like, what is happening? Don't they sleep?
I don't know. It's been weird.
Okay, I'm not the only one who's
I've
noticed
woken up in the middle of
this.
the night, take a piss, and for some reason there's a chirping going on.
Yeah, I'm like, what are they mating or is this like normal? Is the end of the world coming? Like,
I don't know.
Are they trying to prepare me?
The same guy behind the bird button with the government is the same guy who's fucking with the goddamn forecast because it says it's going to rain and then it doesn't rain or it's not going to rain.
Or it's like a
and
monsoon.
then all of a sudden, yeah. I mean, waking up in the middle of the night to the rain's been nice, but the birds don't know what day it is.
Dude,
or night.
I don't know
apparently.
what's happening with them.
It's
I feel
weird.
really bad for
weird.
them, and I want to ask them, but clearly they're not going to answer
And
me.
maybe it has something to do with the weather. I don't know.
I don't know, but I wanted to know if you've noticed this.
Absolutely,
because it's
I have.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's happening? But other than that, I had my niece's birthday. We got her a fish for her birthday, and
I gave her cash.
Yeah, I gave her cash
Cash
too.
is king. You give a 2-year-old some cash.
Yeah, right.
She'll figure it out.
Yeah. But she loves this fish that we got her, and she named it Buzz.
Buzz, like
Buzz
from
Lightyear.
Toy Story?
Yeah. And the other day I got a video of her trying to tickle the fish.
Tickle the fish?
So she's like against the glass. She's going, tickle, tickle, fish.
At that point, the fish is like, please don't. This is my house.
But she's obsessed, and I'm glad. I'm like, cool.
Nice.
We got a good gift.
You should post it on the thing.
Of her tickling the fish.
Tickle, tickle.
Yeah, it was so good.
Break the pickle, tickle,
Yeah,
tickle.
right. The poor fish, like she like puts her head one way and then it swims the other side, and then she does it and then it swims the other side. So then now she knows to like go above it.
Oh,
because
she's cornered it?
It's a bowl, like
is it a guy or a chick?
it's a boy fish.
It's a boy fish.
And his name is Buzz.
I can get down with that.
Yeah,
I
I wasn't mad.
On theme with the Toy Story-ness?
Yeah,
I'm
she
all
had
about
Toy
it.
Story theme party. Did you like the decorations? You were there.
I did.
Were you impressed?
I was marginally, yeah.
Oh, did you like my balloon arch?
You had a balloon arch?
On the stairs.
On the stairs?
Yeah.
Where? Oh, it's the thing I kept bumping into. Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't see the 9,000
No, I was gonna
balloons?
say there were like 9,000 balloons. Yeah. Way to go. Thank you.
Thanks.
It was great. I know if I need a balloon arch, who to call. A professional.
Yeah, right. That's right. But yeah, thanks. I am a professional. But anyways, that's like pretty much what's new and exciting with me.
Nice.
How about you?
Besides the regular everyday bullshit, I'm taking management classes.
Ooh.
Which is something new. I guess they're grooming me for something fun at work. I don't know. We'll see.
Are you excited?
It was 2 straight days of management classes, 2 straight 8 hours of management classes.
Ooh, so your
the last thing I did anything like that was my concealed carry class. And I was into that and was still like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm
too much school.
Way too much. And let me tell you, man, I am so glad I don't ever have to go back and do that shit.
I agree.
Like, I know people who do continued education till they get like a doctor or something. Hey, power to those people.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to do that.
It's impressive.
I am
so impressive.
So lost. And I'm like texting my buddy who's also in there. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm like, are you just as fucking lost on this as I am? And they're like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Like,
okay,
you know.
good. You're
and
like,
I'm
not
oh,
alone.
Thank God. Because like, I feel like I'm reading like hieroglyphics right now. Like, I don't know I can't comprehend any of this shit.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It was rough.
I don't like
rough.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's exciting, though.
Yeah,
it's exciting and annoying.
If I become a millionaire overnight, you'll know something nice happened at work, I guess. I don't know. But today we are here for the topic of the slob jobs.
We have a slob.
Oh my God! Well, you got to say these things.
I forgot.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
I was about to get into the topic.
I know he's over here trying to rush me. Don't rush me, Joe.
No one wants to do that. So was it a?
It is an anonymous.
Story? Was it a?
It's a confession.
A confession. I'll take it. All right, y'all get a +1. Whoever this is, they're saving your fucking ass.
So they have a slab confession, and the confession says, I farted to the gnarliest point that it made my significant other puke.
What? Come on.
In another conundrum,
Kudos.
I've also woken up a sleeping child with a fart.
Amazing.
Life achievement unlocked.
It doesn't say if it's a woman or a guy, does it?
No, it doesn't. So it's anonymous.
It might have come from the front.
Oh, God. What a sicko.
I'm walking past this fish market, you know what I'm saying?
He walked past this fish market. He took a
big
deep
whiff.
breath.
I go,
He goes, good morning, ladies. Oh, my God.
That's it then? All right. I was going to say, all right.
Yeah, that's all we got for
right,
today.
Well, +1 to the audience for fucking coming through this week. Thank
I like
God.
it. I'm a fan.
Because I had another slob story about myself all queued up, but I was like, I'm tired of looking like a piece of shit every week. I can't be doing this.
I like it. I'm happy.
You need some shit about you, all right?
Me? I just told you last week that I puked naked.
Yeah, I know, but you need, whatever. That's true.
You know? I'm like, who are you kidding?
You're just naturally a slob, I guess.
Yeah, that wasn't even a slob story. That's just my life. It was my life update.
Here we are in the basement doing a podcast about being a slob.
Yeah, right. Oh, God.
All right, so today we are here, as promised, with an older episode, actually, something we never aired because it was like 14 million hours long.
I think this was like our 4th recording.
It was definitely
early stage.
It was entitled like I'm counting my fingers the months. You ever do that? You count? Yeah.
Oh yeah, always. When someone tells
July.
me they're pregnant, I'm like, wait. So when are they due?
I think it was no. I don't remember what it said.
When did they have sex to get this baby? I always do it.
You're like, it was New Year's. I knew it.
I always do that. I'm like, oh,
that was those September babies.
Yeah,
I know.
right.
I'm like, you were.
They had a
boots.
big New Year's party and just like they just procreated like crazy.
They were the couple fucking on the bed that everyone's coats were on.
Yeah, right. And mine's like September 2nd,
right?
So I know.
We'll have to get back to you on the date. I don't remember when the hell we recorded this, but
it was
anyway.
a while. It was last year.
So we're talking about all of the jobs we had, and lucky for you, we had all this shit well documented. And we go into all of the insanity and tell a couple stories and how shitty some of it is, how fun some of it was. It's quite the ride. You're gonna have a lot of fun because we had a lot of fun, and we're all here to have fun.
It's crazy.
Because if you're not having fun,
you got to make your own.
That's right.
But it's crazy to see listening to it when I was listening to it, like where we've come from.
Yeah, the cadence is a little different.
Yeah,
and you might fall asleep a little bit, but we're all here to support. Okay,
you can hear about how I was a phone sex operator.
Correct. See, if that doesn't keep you hanging on, I don't know what else will.
Exactly.
Okay. So without further
before
ado,
the podcast, I was.
Yeah, she's not currently doing that.
Yeah, right.
Well, she wouldn't be doing a podcast.
Right.
She'd be living in Queens or something, or somewhere where you.
I'd be a penthouse princess.
Well, without further ado, here are the jobs. So my very first job was back in. I worked this from August 20th $20,000.
So why don't you tell the audience how old you really are?
Why do you got to do that to me?
Just so we can get a roundabout
I don't want to do that.
idea of when
They could
was.
guess by the years that I'm actually doing this. Because,
well, you're really in depth though. You have years.
Well, it's a master resume. I always
have-
kept one of these just in case, for safekeeping.
Dude, you're smart. You're years ahead
I like
of
to
yourself.
stay organized. I like to stay organized.
I mean, yeah, that's good. Definitely a Virgo.
My
trait.
mentality and my hairline are both 90. That's just kind of how it's just kind of how I roll. So my very, very first job was an after school daycare program. After the stool. Yeah. No, we had kids that would do that.
It's the after party.
The after party. After school daycare program with the River Trails Park District. And I did that from August 2005 to May 2007. And during that time, I would watch over 40 kids at once with a couple other staff members. And we have to like plan activities and games and shit. Yeah.
So it was this was after school.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so I'd come home from 2005. This was while I was in high school still. All right, so I'm giving away my age there.
Wait, so you were already in high school?
I was in high
2005.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I actually needed a worker's permit.
I was in 8th grade in 2005.
You were in 8th grade. Okay.
I had graduated 8th grade in 2005.
No, I was definitely in high school for this.
Yeah, you were like a senior. Just kidding.
Sure, we'll go with that. I don't know why I would have needed a worker's permit as a senior.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I'd get off school and I'd go straight there.
Okay.
I'd take the bus home. Another clue for how old I was. I'd take the bus home and then I would just get basically dropped off right there, and work from the time I got off till 6 o'clock, and I would do that every day. At the time they hired me on. I remember I still have a copy of my very first paycheck.
You do?
I do. I made a.
Wow.
I made a scan. My dad was the one who was like, "Oh, you got to make a copy of this. Your very first check."
That's crazy.
And I remember the wage on there was exactly $6. And I think about that now, to watch that amount of kids in one massive area like
for
that.
$6 an hour.
For $6 an hour, and I like.
Yeah, you're like working in a sweatshop.
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely. And after the 2 years or whatever that I worked there, or year and a half at that point, I was like, do somebody get raises? Like, how does this work? Because then I would do like their summer camp programs and stuff. Like, once I had a job there for those 2 or 3 years, I would just flip-flop out of before school, after school, summer camp, sports camp, whatever I can get into to get more hours. At that age, you're like, I got to buy as much candy and be able to go to Six Flags as much as I possibly can, so I need some work hours. Yeah, it was crazy. There's no doubt about it.
That's insane. $6 an hour to watch 40 kids.
Yeah, but so when I asked them for a raise, they gave me a whole 10 cents. And
Oh my God!
I went from $6.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Were you like mad?
I was insulted.
Okay. I was gonna
insulted.
say, because some people they're like pumped, like they don't care. They're
No, I mean, I was at that age. I was pumped that they did anything.
Right.
But then I was like, a couple of my friends were doing retail, and I'm like, I gotta get the hell out of here. This is not. This just doesn't seem like a longevity type thing, and I'm not about to.
You're not staying there.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't gonna be managing the place.
Yeah, right.
Forget that.
Right. Well, that's. I mean, hey, at least you're brave enough to ask.
Well, for the raise?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know how any of that worked. Like, I had to figure it out.
Like, what'd you do? You go in there like, hey,
I had to talk to my boss's boss. Yeah.
I need to get a raise, and then they just decided on fucking 10 cents.
10 cents. That's what the park district could afford at the time. But that was what was horrifying, because I knew my boss through my family and was like, hey, yeah, so what about a kick up? I thought it was just gonna be a real easy,
like $1.
Yeah,
at least,
I thought it was gonna be something,
like,
and just because we knew them, and and like, oh, you got to talk to. I remember her name, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
I remember who it was, and she's like,
Sally.
You gotta. We're just gonna call her C.
Okay.
We're gonna call you C. So she's like, yeah, you gotta talk to C and see what she says. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna talk to C, and I did, and. After a month or two of them trying to figure out, they're like, all right, so your new pay should reflect on your next check.
Oh,
I was all
that's
excited.
The worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst, because you were like anticipating.
Right.
Oh, man.
So I was like all ready to
brutal.
go. And then I get this check with $610 on there. I think my biggest check was like $164. Because I only worked like 2 or 3 hours after. Yeah, you're 20 hours
still
on a check.
School. Yeah.
Exactly.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it was rough. It was definitely rough. And I look at the responsibility that was put on us, and I'm like, I can't believe they allowed that.
Right.
Like, don't they want someone who's like qualified? Or I had zero experience. I was like, I come from a big family, and they're like, you're hired.
Siblings, yeah.
That was it. There were no follow-up questions after that.
Oh my God.
That was it.
They're like, yeah, you're firstborn, you're good. Go ahead, get out there.
And like, I mean, I think I touched on this in one of the first episodes we did. Like, the best time was the Tuesdays, because it was just like movie day.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone sit down, shut the fuck up, open your snack. We're putting on a Little Mermaid 1 and 2 today. And the lights are being turned off.
Dude,
and your parents will pick you up
where they roll out that TV
straight
on
up.
the straps.
Yeah, with the straps. It's the best. It was the best days in school.
Oh God. Absolutely.
So what was your first gig?
So my first job was, I was probably like in like 6th grade, I would say. I babysat.
Oh, okay. So you were off the books.
Yeah, but I actually had a lot of people that I was babysitting for, because like I have younger siblings, so all of their parents were like my brother and sister's friends' parents were like, oh, you babysit? And then it was like word of mouth. So it was like the neighborhood babysitter. But I've had some really interesting experiences doing it.
I hope we have one that's...
So I would say probably like 8th grade. I had babysat the same family for like 3 years at that point. I started in like 6th grade, so like whatever, 8th grade, maybe freshman year of high school. I think I was going into high school. I was babysitting this kid who I had babysat like millions of times. And like, first of all, have you ever babysat before?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think anyone's ever called and said, "Hey, are you available to come
sit
my kids?"
So it's
really
like the
don't.
worst. It's like the worst. Like it's always when you have something going on, like every time.
But you got to make that money.
Yeah, but then
what
you're
did you have going on?
Like parties, dances, like you know what I'm saying? Like going to hang out and play wood chips at the park. Like, there was things going on. But I was like, all right, well, I guess.
Mean that guy at the monkey bars.
Yeah, right, exactly. You got to see who could swing the highest. But like, I remember this one time specifically. I was babysitting this kid who was my brother's friend, and I was there, and they had to go to bed. Like, it was bedtime, right? So they had to like take a shower and then go to bed. So the one it was a girl and a boy. So the boy was a little older than the girl. And I went in the room, and the little boy was like playing on his computer. So I didn't really think anything of it, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put your sister in the shower, and then when she's out, you got to go in the shower, okay? And he's like, okay.
Was he looking at porn?
Yes.
No fucking way.
Well, it wasn't exactly porn. It was so it was a game. It was like an animated game of like a girl with like big boobs, a big butt, and the cursor was literally a hand, and she was like bending over this. I don't remember what it was, but
you went home and played it.
Oh yeah, no.
You asked him to send you the link.
I swear to God, I didn't even know this was like real. So like when you would click the mouse, it would spank the girl, and she would like moan.
Dude, get out of here.
Yes, I don't know what it was. But it was like an animated girl. You know what I'm saying?
And this kid was how old?
He was probably like in 5th or 6th grade.
I'm trying to think of the first time I saw anything like that, and honestly, it would probably have to be right in that middle school area.
Yeah,
so he's kind of on par.
Yeah,
but like holy shit,
he was living his best. So I'm like, I walk back in there.
He wasn't like
he wasn't doing anything. Thank God, because I would have been like, what the fuck? No, but he was. So I was like, stop it! Like, what are you doing? Like, trying to play it off like I didn't see it, and he's like, no, I'm almost done playing this level.
Oh
like,
my God.
And I'm like, you need to turn this off now.
So highly inappropriate.
Like, this is not right. I'm like, I'm going to tell your parents. And he's like, please don't tell my parents.
Dude, what did they say?
So like, they got home, and then it's like awkward because one parent has to drive you home because you can't drive because you're a kid. So they had to drive me home, and then I was like, by the way, I'm,
Little Billy.
Yeah, right. We're going to say little Billy.
That's fine.
Little Billy was playing this inappropriate game.
my
And they were like, again?
Again.
And I was like,
Dude,
okay,
come
well, I'm
on.
glad that I wasn't the first one to like encounter this.
Yeah.
Like, you're aware and you don't think I'm a like crazy liar.
That you showed it to him or something.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That
like,
could spin.
Right.
That
I was
could
like,
spin hard.
Like nowadays, oh my
Forget
God.
it. Yeah.
You would be.
Yeah, that would have been
you'd
your
be
fault.
I would be in jail.
Yeah, that
Like,
would somehow that would have been your
it
fault.
would have been mine.
Yeah.
Mine. Absolutely. So that was just awful. And then the same family, so like a week or two later, they called me. They wanted me to babysit again. And I was like, okay. I just said yes because I was like afraid because they
Right.
call your house phone. You see the name come up on the caller
Right.
ID. You're like, oh my God.
You're also a yes man as far as
Yes,
I know. You
I
know,
am.
you-
I'm like,
there it
okay,
is,
yeah. And then I'm inside, I'm
Right.
like
You're why
dying
did I do that?
eternally. Yeah.
What did I just sign up for?
Right, exactly. So I told my mom when I got home like what happened, and she's like, it's all right, just go to bed, like we'll talk, whatever. She's like, you're not playing games like that. I'm like, no, like, you know, like I'm not playing games like that. So she's like, it's fine, just go to bed, we'll talk about it, whatever. So she's like, if you don't want to babysit for them anymore, I understand, you know. I'm like, okay. I'm like, can you tell them? She's like, no, but you have to be the one to tell them. And I'm like, come on, like I don't want to do that. So
Right.
like 2 weeks later, they call me up. They're like, can you babysit? I was like, yeah, sure. So I did a really jerk off thing. I was like, okay. So then it was like 2 hours before I was supposed to go, and I called them and I was like, I did the whole I'm sick. Yeah.
Where you hold your nose, you're like,
Yeah, I'm like, I really don't feel good. So
Couldn't even use the COVID experience. Back
yeah,
then.
exactly.
You
This
could've-
was like I
COVID
just told them
excuse.
I wasn't feeling. I think I told them that I had cramps from it. I swear to God,
Dude, you guys got out of everything.
I'm
I swear
serious.
to God.
I'm
There was
serious.
a line of girls in my gym classes.
Oh
man.
yeah, every
They're
week.
just like, oh God, I got cramps. I can't go.
That is like the sure win of a young girl. You got cramps.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything in your life.
And I was like, yo, I got cramps too. And they're like, Capra, you just had like a shitty breakfast. Get back on the court.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure I told them that I had cramps, and I ended up. They were like, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, whatever." So I told my mom. My mom's like, "That was really wrong to do. Like, you shouldn't have done that. You should have just told them the truth. But like from now on, just don't say yes anymore." So I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." Well, I'm outside playing at the park by my house, and I see them drive past. They're in their car, the parents, after I just told them 2 hours ago that I was sick.
Oh, they saw you?
They saw me outside at the park, and they stopped, and they were like, "Oh, Kaylee, are you feeling better?" And I was like, "No."
No, I feel way worse right now.
And I literally, if I could have just died right there, I would have. Like, I was like, no, I'm really actually not feeling better.
Like, I feel really
Like,
nauseous right now.
And I literally ran home, and I was like, "Mom, I ran into them at the park." And she's like, "Well, you know what? That's what happens. You shouldn't lie." And I was like, so after that, they never asked me to babysit anymore, which was really good. Because
Yeah.
I essentially got out of it, but I didn't.
What happened to that kid? Is he like,
Dude,
a Charles Manson type?
No, I don't know. I don't know what he does now. I'm not gonna lie. I've never looked him up.
He probably still looks at that website. If I had to guess. For
Maybe
old time's
now he
sake.
probably
He might-
operates it.
Right, so he might run his own,
He runs his own
surface.
interactive porn
Yeah.
site. Oh God! So yeah,
Lord.
that was and the worst is like when you're babysitting, they always want other kids to come while you're babysitting. So you
Yeah,
end up
I
babysitting like
definitely-
12 kids, and
I've definitely never done it then because I would have remembered a horrifying experience.
awful. It's the worst.
I feel like I've watched family members
Mm-hmm.
in that regard, like cousins or something, but not where it was like the neighbor kid or something. Like,
Oh,
I don't
no.
know.
They call you.
I
you
know
see the
our
number.
neighbors watched us, and we were just bastards with them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Every time they came back, like next to the house just being on fire, like everything was just in disarray.
Oh, I'm
We
sure.
gave everybody a run for it. 3 boys. I mean,
Oh yeah, God bless.
Come
I
on.
can only imagine.
Right.
Like Michael would be like jumping off the the bed. I can only
No, it was
doing a
not.
performance.
Well, we liked wrestling and all that. Like,
Yeah.
we were roughhousers.
Yeah,
so
you probably
you send like
animals.
you send a high school girl in to like take care of 3 boys, and it's like, oh, we're gonna settle her hash. You know?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna wish she didn't come today.
I literally only had a babysitter as a kid one time.
But you did
One time. I can
Yeah, but you got a
remember
pretty
it.
decent amount of family. I feel like
Yeah.
you wouldn't need like an outsider.
No, we
to-
had one outside babysitter one time, and it was for like 2 hours. And I think my mom called the house phone like 65 times to make sure we were still alive. And she was nice, but like
Yeah.
she didn't even do anything.
Yeah, it was never anybody we didn't know. Like, we were friends with the people.
Yeah.
Like, the parents, my parents were friends with their parents. It was like, hey, can your daughter
Babysit, right?
babysit my kids? Like, we
Yeah.
all see each other, you know. But yeah, never never just like a serial killer stranger.
No,
None
we
of
had
that
one,
shit.
but she wasn't a serial killer. Thank God. We're still here to tell the tale. But
Do you know that for a fact?
I mean, maybe she
might have shacked up with the kid who was looking at the porn site. You
Well,
don't know.
You never
The
know.
world is a crazy place.
But I think about it now. I'm like, if I was in 6th grade babysitting, like I was.
Isn't that wild? Like,
Right?
I wouldn't trust a sixth grader with a
I
child.
know.
just
I was
wouldn't
only
do
like
that.
a little bit older than their kids.
I couldn't do it.
So
I couldn't do it.
It's pretty wild, you know.
Even a freshman, that's like where the line starts, in my opinion. You gotta you had to make it through the first couple of years of elementary school.
Yeah, right.
I gotta know you could do like some algorithms and some algebra to know.
The thing is, they always tell you like, oh, when you babysit, they always have the best food. They have the worst food.
Who?
Like the people you babysit for. Like I realized at that time, like my mom was the best because we always had like Gushers,
Oh yeah.
fruit
for, like,
snacks.
snacks and
Yeah,
stuff?
like
Yeah, yeah.
they're like help yourself to whatever you want. I'm like I
Yeah.
don't want your like dairy free, low cal ice cream sandwich.
Right,
Like
right.
I want like where's the nutty
Like,
buddies?
help yourself to all the pretzels and milk you could have.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm like, this
all you
is.
could eat.
I literally would tell my mom, like, Mom, we have the best snack house, and all of my friends used to say that when we were kids.
You ever go? How are we back on food again?
I know. Oh, every time.
I was about to say, you ever go to someone's house and the meal sucks?
Oh,
When you're a kid?
Yes. Yeah. Or they have to drink milk. Oh,
I was
that's
literally
the
just gonna
worst.
say that.
Yes.
She was like, "Oh, we're gonna have spaghetti," and
With
I'm like,
milk?
"I love spaghetti." And she's like, "Do you want milk or water?" And I'm like,
Pop.
"What?" I'm
have
like,
Coke?
"Don't you? Is this America? Don't you know what Coca-Cola is?"
Dude, that's the worst.
Yeah,
I know.
couldn't believe it. I'm like, "What sort of special layer of hell am I in?"
I agree.
And I was like, "I'll take the milk," and I tried it with the pasta, and I'm like, "No, I'm out."
No,
I'm
I can't.
out.
I don't know how. Like, what are they doing that to save themselves
that.
from
I'll order
acid
pizza when I get
reflux?
home.
Yeah, right. Mom, can you make me a sandwich?
Yeah.
They had a bad dinner. That's what I
Exactly.
would
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
I swear to
I'd
God.
roll up some salami and like make a bagel or something. Like we had snacks for days.
Cereal. We were always a cereal family.
Oh,
Cereal
yeah.
or
we had a
ramen.
shit ton of cereal.
If all else failed. So anyways,
Shit ton of cereal.
back to the topic. What is your next job?
My next job after being an after-school daycare person was I went to go work at good old Menards. I got myself into the retail game.
Save big
Money at Menards. And believe me, after staying there all fucking day long hearing that, the worst was when the Christmas jingle came out because
Oh.
you were used to save big money,
Right.
and then they do that more seeds and green.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're like, fuck, I don't know this one. Like this isn't the jam. You know what I mean?
It like threw you off.
Yeah. So when they do it, you got to hear that from literally like the end of September, dude. I shit you not.
Oh my
They would
God.
they didn't start playing it, but the end of September is when they would start bringing the Christmas stuff and setting it up.
Well,
It was
now
my-
it would be like July.
Right.
If you work there now, they'd be there to have Santa.
It
up.
would be my birthday weekend, like September 10th, and I'd see them pulling these big Santas out and all these big blow molds and lights and stuff, and they're facing the aisles already, and it hasn't been Halloween, it hasn't been Thanksgiving, and they do big Halloween over there.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they don't mess around.
Right.
So it was like, dude, I was just like, what? Well, I can't do this any longer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awful. I hate. That's like a pet peeve of mine.
Oh, it was rough.
When they rush the holidays, I can't. I cannot.
And the people you meet. Have you ever done retail? Are we going to get to that?
I have.
Okay, well, we'll get there.
Not like that kind of. But I did. Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
Short
I was
answer,
a
yes.
cashier. I started as a cashier, and then eventually they let me work like the front end, doing like the returns and the like store credits and all that stuff. But like that was a relief for me when they're like, "Hey, you're gonna be working the front end today." I was like, "Thank God," because being a cashier, man, where you're just standing there And then you'll be standing there and like, why aren't you facing any of the products that are in your? I'm like, what?
What?
What do you mean?
Facing the candy bars?
Yeah, like if someone took a pack of gum, they want you to like put a new pack of gum in its place, like so everything looks like it was
I never
all
even
fresh
noticed
and
that, but
dude,
I guess
I'm telling you, yeah.
They're on
Check
it?
it out next time you're in a checkout. Like they should be where it
Completely
always
filled?
looks like there's one like filled or at least brought to the front. Anywhere you go, it's standard practice from what I understand. But yeah, so I was like, you can't even like stand around joke with your buddy or nothing because the second you get like
do you
social,
just like pray that nobody buys a pack of gum?
well, kind of, but at the same time, it was but we had like 6 packs of root beer up there, and they're like, all right, make sure you face the root beer now, like pull one down from the top, and it was there's so many tchotchkes on those ringouts.
I know, yeah,
but,
they do have a lot actually.
It's insane.
My cousin worked at Menards.
Yeah, it wasn't bad because I've been into construction all my life, just
Mm-hmm.
like building stuff and electrical and whatever have you. So it was cool to work there to get that fat 10% discount.
Yeah, right.
And it was like I don't know, it was cool. Like they would, if you want to buy something, they'd take it right out of your check. You'd swipe your badge like a boss. And you'd be like, yeah, free stuff. And then you get your check and you're like, how am I negative $100?
Yeah.
On my shit? Like, I didn't get paid this week.
Right.
Because I bought a bunch of candy
bars. Yeah.
Because their snack section is also
Right. They
wild.
have like actual like snacks.
They got
there.
stuff.
Right.
They got like that sesame trail mix and
Yes.
shit. Like all the Brock's candies, the raisins, the
And
almonds.
they have like all those exotic drinks.
Yeah.
Like those different root beers and
every
cream
aisle
sodas.
had like a different branded fridge.
Yeah.
You had like Coke in one aisle, then you had like Minute Maid and a bunch of different Minute Maid stuff, Monsters. They had shit for days. It didn't matter what you needed.
I get lost in Menards all the time.
Oh, I know that place like that. I could go in there blindfolded now. I know exactly where I'm going.
Oh my
I've been there
God.
so many times, so many different house projects and stuff. It's my Bed Bath and Beyond.
Oh,
it really is.
well,
it's the Beyond portion
Yeah, I guess.
for me. I don't know.
Yeah, when Kyle worked there, my cousin, he used to he worked in, I think, lighting?
Yeah, electrical.
I believe? Yeah. And he used to tell me, like, if you ever need to return anything at Menards, just return it because they will always
they will.
return it.
They will.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's, like,
That's it.
broken.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It could be, like, trashed. You could have used it for, like, 16 years and return it as long as they return it.
I had a guy. I'm so glad you brought this up. I had a guy show up. He brings this. He brings this drill. He brings in what looked like a drill that had been 10 years old.
Jesus.
I can't remember what brand it was, but this thing like it had been dropped downstairs, thrown through a window, and everything else. It was rusted shut. When you'd hit the trigger on it, it wouldn't even move. It was seized up, rusted shut. No box, no bits, just a battery and the drill. That was it. I'm like, I know more shit came with this.
Right. It
I'm
wasn't
like, I
just
know there's a
this.
pack of bits. I know there was a nice case.
Right.
And like no box, no receipt, no nothing.
Yeah, you don't even need a receipt there.
Right.
It's like
it's
great.
insane. They're like, oh, your garbage, we'll take that. We'll give you $3 back. Like they don't care.
Right.
They will literally take anything from you. And the guy goes, yes, this was broken when I buy it. And like completely broke. You get a lot of broken English people there. And he's like, yes, broken when I buy it. And I'm like, okay, well, you have a receipt, you got a box, you got a SKU, anything. I can't even search this in my computer.
Right.
Because I'm going to get 100,000 different
Drills.
results.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, yeah, sir, I can't take this. You don't have a receipt. You can't prove you even bought it here. Like, I can't find it in
People
the
that got it
computer.
at a garage sale.
Straight up.
10 years ago.
He could have honestly done that and then
He
just been
probably
like, I'm going to
did.
go get another one.
Right.
And like, kudos to that guy.
Yeah.
Like, find the loophole.
Hey.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need to speak to manager immediately. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I call my manager. I'm like, yo, dude, like this guy's trying to return a freaking
Old ass
drill. It's seized shut with rust. I'm like, he says he bought it yesterday, and he was like, yeah. So what's the problem? And I'm like,
What?
What do you mean? What's the problem? And he's like, yeah, give him another drill.
Oh my God.
I was like, dude, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, I just sat out here, like, built a case on this guy in front of him where I was like, this is why I can't give this to you, as if it was like my own place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I get that's when I
because
gave
you
a
care
shit.
about your job.
Right. I give a shit.
value that in people.
Right. I give a shit, and I'm trying to follow the rules. And I'm like, if I was Menards, what would I be doing? Giving away free shit or telling this guy to fuck off? You know what I
Right.
mean? Evidently, they don't tell people to fuck off.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, get him. He's like, yeah, sir, here, just we'll take the drill and we'll come bring it back up to the counter, and Joe here will like ring you out essentially for a free drill. And I was like, dude, the fuck, like, I couldn't believe it. My jaw hit the floor.
Yeah, I'm like, I would have died. I'd
It was
been
awful.
like, well, you know what
It
though?
was horrid. It was horrid.
It was horrid. Absolutely. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you know what though? Like, if you wouldn't have asked, you probably would have gotten in trouble.
Well,
in trouble or
like,
fired.
you just gave this guy a drill.
Right, like, what's
it's not
wrong
in
with you?
It's not in my nature.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, you meet some characters in retail. I had a guy come in, and we had like the signature, like the keypad signature thing.
Yeah.
So he takes the pen and he's drawing these squiggles. He keeps drawing squiggles, 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 squiggle, and he's standing there for like. It's not gonna sound like a long time, but he's standing there for like 20 whole seconds.
Like drawing?
And he keeps squiggling. He's drawing, and he keeps squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. He just keeps working his way down the pad until the whole line is filled with squiggles. Then he goes and he starts making a bunch of X's through it.
What?
He starts making a bunch of X's all the way down the line and does it again for like another 20
Sociopathic
seconds.
behavior.
Right. So then he starts like making like diagonal squiggles through that, and he's sweeping on down the line until he gets all the way done. So like in the midst of it, I ring my bell and I put my light on for my manager to come by, and I was like, "Yo, this guy is like, I don't know if he's like scamming something or what."
He's just like.
So she flat out, she had no chill. I liked her. She was cool. She had no chill, and she was like, "Sir, what the hell are you doing?" And he's just like, "That's my signature." And she's like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, you won't find another one like it." And I was like, I'm like, I've seen everything now.
Oh,
this guy was so
God.
Because like he was so afraid of someone like
Copying
forging
his
his signature that he was like, I'm going to create something so unique with so many loops and so many X's, and like it was literally just like a kid made a drawing.
Like how do you?
I couldn't believe it.
Like, can you imagine like signing a mortgage
Yeah.
like that? Like
Yeah.
your first, like when you're buying your first.
I remember
house.
what it was like to just sign my name regularly. If I had to sit there and paint a fucking picture, Bob Ross style, like
Yeah, when he gets down with the paint.
Here
that
we're,
guy.
here we're going to use the white ochre, or whatever, one of those fancy colors that he's got.
Oh my God!
Some cadmium red.
He's like, do you have any other colors?
Yeah, you got any other? We're gonna use some forest green on the old signature here, the old John Hancock.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
people
That
are
is really
crazy.
bizarre.
People
That
are
is really
nuts.
bizarre.
People
Have you
are-
ever caught anyone stealing?
No, we had a guy there who would dress incognito, just regular clothes. Turns out he was stealing. Like after I was gone, I found out he got arrested for stealing.
Oh shit!
Because he knew all the tricks. He was the guy looking out. But he had like a quota he had to meet every week, like I don't know, 10 guys or something a week he had to catch to keep his job. And yeah, he'd be walking people out there all the time.
Whenever I worked retail, they would always tell me, if you see a customer stealing,
no,
don't ever approach
snitches
them.
get stitches.
Or like indirectly approach them. Like,
right.
oh, I see that you have this. Do you need help with that? And it's like, it's in their purse. What,
Right,
what am I
right.
gonna?
What are you gonna do with it now?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah. Well, no, all right. Let's go on. Let's move on to you. That's enough about Menards. Like I could.
Save big money.
Yeah, save
Or
big
get
money,
a lot
everybody.
of free crap.
Right.
Just
yeah.
return it.
Go ahead and return your old shitty drill to Menards. They'll give you a brand new one.
So, I have like 2 that I worked at for 1 day each.
Okay. A day?
1 day.
Can you even count it as a job?
One shift. Okay,
Jesus,
for both of them.
Okay.
So the one that I worked for, like literally, I don't even think I made it through the whole shift. It was probably, I had to get a worker's permit for both of them. One was a chicken place.
Like fried chicken?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
You probably know it. If you really think about it and you think about that time, what was popular, you would know what it is.
At the time. How old were you?
I was probably like a freshman in high school.
I'm going to say 3, and you just let me know if I get any of them.
It's
We're gonna
not a
go-
mainstream
Oh, it's not a
place.
mainstream.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, in that case, we're going to go
We'll go offline with that one.
off.
where it is.
Maybe I'm going with Harold's then.
No.
No?
No.
Mother
no.
Cluckers? No?
No, it's no chain place. There's
At
no.
all.
There's one.
Okay,
it's a
all
one
right.
standing place. But
So
my
Kaylee worked at a chicken place.
yes, and then I also worked one shift at Wendy's.
You did?
Yes.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
How?
One shift.
Wait, which one came first? The chicken or the
So
egg?
literally, the best part about it, which is really funny, is they were like almost across the street from each other. So like but I have to say, my Wendy's interview was like the longest interview that I ever had in my whole life. I mean, I've had a lot of jobs.
Did you sit through that video that they make you watch?
Yes, I not through the interview, but like literally, my family was all with me.
What?
Yes, hiding on the side.
They're hoping they're going to give you some free fries.
No, literally. For this interview, I don't know if you remember these places, but like it had like another side to it. So it had like the main restaurant, and then it had like a side part where it's just all like.
Where was all the glass?
Yes.
Where you'd step down and it was all the
So
that's where I would sit.
They were in that area.
Your family.
My family. So this is the interview. This is just the interview, right? And my mom used to babysit all my cousins that were younger. Okay. So it was not only just like my brother and my sister and my cousin Kyle who made fun of me, who's like we're like 3 months apart.
Yeah.
He just ridiculed me the entire time while I'm interviewing with these people, like trying not to laugh. And then there's like my other cousin Dylan and my cousin Connor and like my grandma and my grandpa and my mom.
You had 15 people.
Literally, it was like a family reunion at my job interview. Okay, so
I'm gonna bust if you didn't get it. Though.
I did get it. They didn't know. Yeah. They did not know that they were related to me.
Oh, they were just like, oh, we got some. Business today.
Yeah. They just thought they were eating lunch.
Oh,
you know.
My God.
So it was like my mom. I remember like leaving. She like left first with everybody, and then I walked outside and then got in her car. Like they probably saw it. Wendy's is not that busy of a place.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Dude, what were you interviewing for? The CEO of Wendy's?" Like it was literally like a 3-hour job interview.
Seriously?
I swear to God, I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life.
Wow.
And I got the job, and I literally like got the uniform, and I worked there for one shift.
What did you even remember what you did that day?
They showed me how to make French fries, and I felt like I smelled like French fries when I left there, and I just didn't. I was like, yeah.
So you did fries for a shift at Wendy's, and you're like, no bueno, not happening.
Not for me.
All right, I mean, it's respectable. You know what you want, I guess.
I was like, Mom, I'm going to have acne all over my face because of the grease. I felt so greasy. And when I was walking in the back, I was like, I felt like you're at a movie theater. It's like that Squidward.
Have you? Oh, yeah. Like,
yeah, I was like, I can't do this. This is just not for me.
It's all sticky.
Yeah, it was awful. I had to get a worker's permit and all that stuff. It was like a
whole.
It was
Holy
a whole
shit.
to do. Like and then I was like, yeah, Ma, I can't do this. I'll figure out something else. So then I went and worked at the chicken place. Because my mom's like, that's probably better. It's privately owned, whatever.
Like chicken sandwiches, chicken pieces.
Fried chicken.
Just fried chicken.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm like, okay, it's not bad. It's a better uniform. I could wear leggings or yoga pants and gym shoes and this T-shirt, whatever. It's not bad. So literally, I was just getting like catcalled by the people working in the back, and it like made me really uncomfortable. So I was like, I can't work here.
After the first day?
The first day, it was so bad.
So was this like the same week as Wendy's?
It was like maybe like a week or two later, because I was like, no,
right,
I want to have money.
We're going to stay with the food industry, but we're going to go get
across the street.
Yeah, across the street.
But I was like, Mom, they're talking to me in other languages, and they're like making all these like cat noises and stuff, and she's like, what?
And you're like, what does muy caliente mean?
Yeah, papi chulo. Like, I'm like, well, what is happening? So I was like, Mom, I think this is like too much for me. She's like, all right, let's just lay off the jobs for a little while.
She's like, here's a 50. Like I can get to the
right. Yeah, she did. She gave me like an allowance then, and I started doing just like basic chores.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we're gonna lay off jobs for a little while.
Dude, if I knew how, I got allowance starting so early in my life.
I never got allowance. My mom
I
said
asked
that
for
is
it.
your job.
That's
your job.
That's a little different. Yeah. But I was money was introduced to me very young, where it was like, unfortunately, you need this shit to survive, and if you want nice things, this is what you need. Like, which has earned my reputation as someone who can be kind of a tight ass with his money. But like, you know, when you got to earn, I was like, all right, well then how the hell do I start right now? You know what I mean? And anytime I did something around the house, I got a quarter. And I had a little baby jar with like a slit in the top of it. It was like, put a quarter in the jar. You know what I mean? It was like my little cash jar.
Right.
So it was like, bring out the garbage.
You
like
still
sweep
have that,
no. Along with my baptism money.
Confirmation, communion.
Yeah, my communion, all that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Have you ever gone to a job interview that you didn't get?
No.
No?
Actually, no, one. Yes,
Okay,
I did.
One?
Yes. I was in college.
What was it up for?
I actually applied at Sephora, the makeup store.
Okay.
But
you
literally
didn't get it?
No, but I literally went in there like a freaking
You would have been a walking billboard.
2-cent hooker. I swear to God. Because this was around the time that, like, right before I started beauty school. So, like,
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
really dramatic makeup, like, long ass nails, like, crazy hair all the time. Like, but the thing I think that really messed me up is, like, still to this day, I cannot walk in high heels. Like, if I had a
Or did they want you in heels?
No. They didn't even want me in high heels. That wasn't a requirement. But I just felt like I needed to fit my own part of like what I was selling. So I wore all black and I had like this leopard print purse. It was a Jessica Simpson purse. It was my favorite purse still to this day. And I wore sparkly, like literally they were straight up sparkly silver heels that I could not walk in. And I think I just made a complete ass out of myself.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm serious.
So
I actually wore them to Nick and Jesse's wedding.
Do you remember do you remember being in the interview and be like, I didn't get this?
Yes.
Oh, you like there was a pinnacle
I knew
point?
it. I was like, no, because they even asked me like, what's your style? I was like, I don't know, like Jersey. And then, I have jet black hair. I'm like spray tanned up and down.
Yeah, don't you know Snooki? Like,
yeah. No, I actually
liked
the show Jerseylicious. There was a show about hairdressers, and I was like, "This is my vibe."
Yeah,
I live in Jersey and Chicago, and then they asked me like, "What's your style?" And I was like, "Jersey," and they looked at me like, "Yeah, no, we're looking for like classy, not
yeah."
like,
Jesus Christ,
not Jersey, not that Jersey. I love that style. I'm waiting for that to come back in.
Oh, okay. You know what? You know what the
you
sad
never
part
leave
is?
it. I never left it.
No doubt about it. It will. No, I had one. The only reason I asked was because I had one where I was applying for Best Buy.
Oh, really? My cousin worked there too.
Did
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out he worked all 15 of these jobs with me, and I just didn't know.
Yeah, you guys just weren't friends.
Yeah, we had no idea.
He was that weird guy. I'm just kidding.
He was that weird guy looking at that computer game with the hand.
He morphed into that kid. He was that as a kid.
Right.
That he morphed into.
But no, so I was in the middle of it, and I knew I fucked up right when I walked in because all I was wearing was a polo and khakis.
Right, like,
and I was
how
like,
do you
shit.
dress?
I'm like, and from there on out, I always wore a suit and tie.
Good.
It didn't matter where or when. I didn't give a shit if it was the lowest of the low. I was like, I'm going with a suit and tie, just because the other guys that were there were all like high school kids, and they were dressed to the nines. Like I said, if they didn't have a coat, it was at least a button down with a tie.
Right.
And I walked in with a polo and just like gym shoes and some khakis.
You looked like you were going to church.
I did, exactly.
Right.
So, and I didn't even dress that good going to church. So I looked like I was supposed to when I went to church.
Right. You look like an Easter Sunday
exactly,
church. I got you.
So I finally and they're just like churning through guys. They're burning through these guys. Like interview after interview, you could tell it's like summer job season. These guys want in. And I get in there and the guy's like, so what could you tell me about yourself? And the words that came out of my mouth after I had said it, all I could think of is, may I be excused so I don't have to do the rest of this? Because I literally said, "Oh, I'm just your average high school guy, like nothing special, Like,
yeah, right.
I was just like, I was just looking for a job. Like, I was just like, I was brutally honest.
You just like didn't sell yourself
at all.
I
didn't sell shit, dude. I couldn't sell a hamburger to a homeless man at that point.
Yeah.
Like the guy looked at me like, oh my God, you fucking kidding? But as I heard it come out of my mouth, I'm like, dude, I just want to leave. Like, I already screwed this up. Can I walk out and come back in? You know what I mean?
Can we restart? Right.
Straight up. So as we're getting through the rest of it, I'm just bombing it because I'm in my head now, where I'm like, I just started off at the worst way, the worst possible way. You know what I'm saying? And,
you're
where
done.
Where do I go from
First impressions?
Where do I go from here? This guy's gonna be like, oh, this chud who was like, I'm nobody and I don't have anything special about me. Like, I just wasn't thinking.
It's like when you go, you are lying and they know you're lying.
It's not that it's embellishment.
Yeah. No, you're lying. I'm lying.
There's a form of embellishment where you're like, and the names that they come up for this stuff where it's like, yeah, I'm customer service procurement or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? The way they like some of these job titles are hilarious.
These
man.
C title holders, I can't. I'm like, what do they do? Do they do the computers?
Yeah,
That's
some
like,
of the ones I'm like, like you work in like the home department, and it's not just like I'm an associate in the home department. It's like home associate specialist or something.
It's always a specialist. You're always a
you're just not.
specialist. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't random thought, but I was like, we'll get back on track here. So you just went, right?
Yeah.
I've already lost track. It's back to me?
Yeah,
Already?
back to you.
Okay. So after Menards.
No, you did Best Buy.
Did I? No, but I didn't get Best Buy.
Oh, yeah, you didn't get okay.
I was curious to see if you had failed any of the.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only one I could remember. I don't believe I've ever been in another interview that I didn't get. There were some I did get that I was surprised, but like.
Dude, I know when you get the call, you're like, holy
what?
cow. I've
You're
definitely
brushing
bombed
your
that.
shoulder off?
Yeah,
Like,
you're like, oh, I'm a little bit charming.
you're like, now I got to go do this.
Yeah, right. I'm like, fudge.
You could say fuck on here.
Yeah, I know.
We're good. Whereas this ain't your grandpa's podcast.
This isn't a job interview.
Yeah, this ain't a job
Have you
interview.
ever given somebody a job interview? And I totally forgot like my career as a job that I didn't put it on there.
I can tell you that I would be so ready to do that. If I was ever put in a supervisory position, I would be so ready to give that like performance.
Dude, it is the
I couldn't wait.
best.
I would have the best questions to ask.
Yeah,
I'd be like, best Disney princess, go.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that is my number one question to ask people when I meet them. I swear to God, I'm like, who's your favorite? Because you could determine so much about a person.
I do bring
by
that one on my dates with me. Like
I got
like
you.
That's just where you have to. You got to know where they're at. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly. If they're saying like,
Disney or bust.
Right.
Anyway, back to the freaking top. Well, we're on topic.
Yeah,
We're on a different track.
Right.
You know?
We're
going to the same station.
We're soaring.
So after Menards, I went to a place, and you might see their signs around Chicago, the Chicagoland area. They're blue, and they say Chicagoland Commercial. It's real estate.
Okay.
And a buddy of the family owns part of this, where he like has maintenance that he needs done on these buildings. So I was sent downtown to like mow grass, replace light bulbs, any sort of maintenance. That
you did that or your job?
Yeah, I only did it for.
Can I hire you?
Sure, I'm down. Let's go. I only did that from August of 2009 to November of that year and it was the shittiest story because I went in there mid-November and I went to go pick up my check and they're like, what are you doing here? And I was like, pick up my check? And they're like, for what? I was like, for my job? The one I've been doing since August? And they're like, yeah, so-and-so who lives in one of the buildings that you tend to couldn't pay his rent, so now he's working his rent off with your job. And I'm like, why hasn't anybody told me this? Like,
what? That's crazy.
So I just like didn't have a job at that point. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was awful. I mean, the work itself was like easy, and I'm like, I get down with physical labor. The work itself didn't bother me, and the pay was good. I was getting like $16 an hour, like
to do that
at the age of I was 19 at the time or 18.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, yo, $19 or $16 an hour. Hell yeah, sign me up. I'll mow some grass. Like I don't care. So. Yeah, but that's how I found out I didn't have that job anymore.
That's awful.
Yeah. And
that's a really common thing, though, that landlords do.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Like, maybe not a full... I've never seen it for, like, a full rent.
I had no idea. Well, it was probably part of what he had going on.
Like,
yeah.
We will give you a discount if you mow the grass.
Like, if we don't have to pay this kid anymore and you're just going to mow the lawn for us,
Right.
We
It actually works out for them better than for... I mean, that's a sad story.
Yeah. And I'll get to where I went after that, which gets even sadder. But it's your turn now.
Okay, so my next job was at a golf place, miniature golf place.
Okay. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I think I know where this is.
Yeah.
Can we say names on here?
I'm not going to say names.
No?
I'm not going to say names.
Let's just say it was a
famous Chicago
a mini golf place of the novelty variety.
Yeah, there you go. Very good. That's very good. That's really smart when you put it.
It's really close to a hutch full of bunnies.
Yeah, not Playboy ones.
No, not the kind that you like.
So that was I honestly hated that job the most out of any job I've ever had.
Mini golf joint?
That was my least favorite job because you had to open up batting cages. Like you had to go in there.
Oh, it was a 2-in-1.
Yeah, it was like everything. I mean, you had to like help maintenance the freaking stuff in the course. And then if people would get their ball stuck, you'd have to go try and fucking hunt it down. And then people would be going up there to pay. They'd be arguing over the color ball they have. Like, I realized at that point in my life, I just like did not want kids. I was like, I don't think I want kids. Like, I really can't stand my siblings, and I really don't want to deal with kids. So, I mean, it changed. I don't have kids, but I like them now. But then like teenagers that were my age, because I think I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
And I was going to night school and going to 2 summer schools. Like I would go.
Jesus, this is a packed year for you.
Yeah, I was going to summer school in the morning, summer school in the afternoon, and then I would go to work.
Summer school. Is this gonna be another? Is this gonna be another episode?
Yeah, dude, that's a whole other episode.
Bad news, huh? I went to summer school once.
I was
high school.
Pretty bad in high school.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
then
different show.
Oh man, that's like 5
whole
shows.
Nother episode.
Yeah.
5 episode anthology of summer school.
Right. And then I would go to work there. So I would like bring lunch or like bring dinner for myself and like stuff like that. And then the one time I remember I brought Chipotle for myself.
God, I love Chipotle.
And this guy, and I'm like a germ freak. I mean, I like cannot handle like when people like
hug you,
touch me.
I get
you know,
it.
like they like. Especially with eating.
That's why we have Hug It Out here, folks.
Yeah, that's right. Because I can't handle a full hug.
Yeah. She's not devoted to the full hug.
Yeah. So the guy who was working with me literally was sitting next to me and he had flip-flops on. And it's already kind of like a little bit grosses me out sometimes when guys wear flip-flops.
100%. A man does not belong in it unless you're at the fucking pool.
Like actual flip-flops. I mean, like slides is one thing, but like where it has like...
The cheapy Old Navies,
yes.
like just like a black flip flop.
Yeah,
agreed. Those are for women.
Right. I don't know. It just kind of like grosses me. It's not my vibe.
No,
you know,
I'm with you.
So,
but again, you know what? They'll pass at a pool. Wear them at a pool.
Right, at
That's
a pool,
fine.
at like
when
you're going
like
to the
wearing
beach,
that shit, exactly.
whatever. But like if you're just like at work, like I wasn't allowed to wear flip flops, but this guy was wearing flip flops, you know. And I had to wear a yellow shirt, which I hate the color yellow. Yellow is my least favorite color in the world. And it was a bright ass yellow shirt, and
she's updating her MySpace, like catch me out in my yellow shirt.
Yeah, like oh, it was awful. I hated it. I will never buy anything yellow. But the guy literally was picking his toenails and then reached in my chips with my chips and guac and ate it. And I almost vomited. Literally. I was like...
Wait, hold on. There's several follow-up questions here. You had a stranger...
No, the guy, one of my coworkers.
Oh, he was a coworker.
Yeah, he was like older. So they only hired like kids for the summer.
How long did you know this guy, realistically?
No, we were not like cool. Like
you weren't even cool with him.
We weren't even like cool.
You were
I kind of hated him.
Period.
Right. We were just
You were strictly associates,
coworkers.
Business as usual.
Absolutely.
And this grody dude with his toe.
Like I can't handle feet. Like I cannot handle germs. I can't handle any of it. And then dudes with flip flops, the whole thing was just like a train wreck.
It sounds
so. That was one of my like breaking points. I was like, I can't do this. What's wrong with people?
Did you tell them that when they asked you why you were gonna leave?
Yes.
You're like, yo, this guy's straight up.
Well, no, I literally
was
just like, I literally was able to say like, I'm in like 3 different schools right now. And like I did work there for a while. I worked there for like.
So you weren't even lying.
No, I really wasn't lying.
Right.
I did lie while I was working there, but not about that. But yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Gross.
And then like I had this one like teenagers would come in that were like my age, and then they'd be like, oh, sing this song. Do you know this song? Because they had that theme song. They had like a 80s commercial. It was like a really shitty commercial.
Right. So you have to sing the song.
And I literally told them like I was such an asshole. Like
202.
Yeah, it was like one of those.
I know. Yeah.
And I was like, here. So there was a microphone that would go over the whole golf course. And I literally was like, no, I'm not going to sing it, but you can. And I went on the microphone and said, we have a gentleman that would like to sing the song. Everybody listen up, and the guy got so red and embarrassed, and I got in trouble.
Stuck it right in his
I literally
ass.
got in trouble
Dude,
for that.
Fuck that.
They
Come
were like,
on.
"That you need to be a team player. That was not good team. You need to be a team player." I'm like, "Fuck you. I don't like your team." Like,
I don't like your team. I like your flip-flop team.
So that was that, but it was kind of miserable. It's kind of a miserable job.
It sounds gross. Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be that bad. Like,
yeah, it was pretty brutal.
running a golf of the novelty variety place would kind of, I don't know, not running, but working there. I don't know. I feel like it would come
I
with
thought
its
it would be
perks.
cool.
Be like working at an amusement park.
Right.
But again, even that, you know what? That sounds like an awful idea now.
No,
that I
like
think about
literally,
it, that way.
it was like it started in the early like summer, like or spring, and then it would go to like right before, like right after my birthday.
Okay.
Because then they would like close
Oh,
everything.
yeah, it was seasonal.
Because it was seasonal, but it was awful.
So how long did you work there?
2 summers.
Oh, 2 okay.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got a summer job here. There's one coming up.
But I needed to work there because I needed to pay for, like, literally my mom was like, "You are working for your car." I mean, they bought me a car. It was a 91 Honda Accord.
Beautiful.
That I called Squeaks. 'Cause
Why?
literally, when I would come down this block, you could hear my car coming. It squeaked so loud.
Someone needed a new serpentine belt.
Oh, dude, it was rough. The car never had gas in it. I would run on E for like days. And she's like, "No, I'm buying you this car, but you're buying your own insurance." So I had to work to pay for gas and insurance to aimlessly drive my friends around and
I mean,
peg for liquor.
some kids don't have that sort of guidance anymore.
I swear.
You know what I mean?
There was no, "Oh, here's your 2023
Right, yeah.
whatever." No.
Tesla.
It was the same year I was born. Me in the
right.
car.
Right.
So that was that job.
Cool. Well, yeah, trolling on trolling. That's not a fucking word.
I don't know. Maybe it is now.
Continuing on down the line of this massive resume of mine. After I did Chicagoland commercial, then I went to. This was another like 3-month stint where like I was like job hopping hardcore for a while because it was just at that age for some reason I just couldn't like find my place anywhere.
I think it's good to be like that.
Yeah, because at this point I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. Like I could do a little bit of everything.
Literally, we're modern Barbie and Ken because we've
100%.
done every job.
Right. Except I'm not that cut.
Same. I'm not that beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's all the time we have today. We're not going to make you listen to any more of that. Okay, we're gonna give you a breather until next week where we do.
We heard Joe's what is it? Your resume.
Yeah, my master resume.
I swear.
Sorry, I keep good records.
Someone that does it, I think you're a little sociopath.
All right, you know what? Listen, I told you that in confidence.
Yeah, right.
So don't forget to join us next week for part 2 of the jobs. We're just going to keep it rolling, and luckily we got the timeline by the years rolled out, so like you'll know exactly where we're at.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know, again, you're pretty much the reason we come and do this because we've got like 2 people listening. So as long as those 2 people keep listening, we're going to keep doing this.
Yeah, right, exactly. Keep listening, you two.
Right. But if on the off chance you're somebody new listening, go over to Instagram, go ahead and hit that follow button. Like and subscribe everything. I don't know how anything works anymore. I'm like a fucking 90-year-old man.
You are.
But go ahead and, comment on our shit. Go ahead and send us a message if there's something you want to tell us. You want to tell us what a great job we're doing. If you want to tell us how bad it smells when Kaylee farts from the front, let us know.
Oh, my God. What an ass.
But if for any reason you're not on Instagram and you got an email, you want to go old school, send us an email at the email address to Slobs Anonymous at gmail.com.
I thought you were going to miss it.
No, we're good. I'm back.
Are you well?
Just barely. I'm well done.
Actually, that's the number 2, Slobs Anonymous at gmail.com.
She's got you. Well, until next week, if you're not having fun,
you got to make your own.
That's right. You got to make your own. See you next week on a brand new episode of Slobs Anonymous
with Joey C and KB.
I quit.
Me too.
You're
Okay.
good. You seem chipper.
I'm chipper.
You seem dapper.
Oh, God.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Ready or not,
You're such a fucking asshole.
here we go.
Just hear me ready to go, and you gotta fucking blag on me like that.
All right, blaga.